Beautiful day in the garden here. And last time we showed you a couple weeks ago, these raspberry bushes hadn't even had the leaves pop out yet. So they're just starting now, and we noticed too the flowers too. So there's a male and a female raspberry bush here. So a couple different bushes do need them. Some are self-pollinating, so make sure you do your research when you are interested in building yourself a little food forest or something like that. And then we noticed over here, these are our white pearl currants. Did really well last year. It's just our winters are very hard. Hopefully you guys can hear me over them crows. Normally it's the birds chirping, but spring crows, I guess. Yeah, so garden's looking good. We took the tiller, as you guys seen in our tiller time video. We took that and did the beds over here, and then we did the potato run. This is really cool. This is a jewel gooseberry here. It's doing really well right now, and I can see some flowers coming up right there. Oh yeah, they're all over the place coming up. So we trimmed that. Looks good. The onions look great. They're protecting it. It's funny because the squirrels don't dig at this one, and I believe because it's got thorns all over it. So they don't like catching themselves on that, but it's a beautiful May 4th today. We got our berry bed over here. If you remember that, we have 4 different kinds of blueberries going. Our golden raspberries. This is one thing I wanted to talk about also today. Is a lot of the times these things spread, and how they spread is underground. So you're gonna see one like this pop up. Now if I followed that, okay, you wanted to keep following it. Oh, I just pulled it off, sorry. It would lead back to something underground over here. So we end up just digging them up with a shovel and cutting them off and then potting them. So it stops the spread and lets your other ones focus on what they're doing, and you can just pot them up and sell them. So you want to do that in spring before there's too much growth on them. So as you can see here, we're going to end up selling them for a bit of money each, just to supply basically our garden stuff for the year. There's lots of different ways you can do that with different stuff. Or if you have too many seedlings, instead of just patching through your yard and putting them there where you don't need them and it's too much anyways, try clustering them up and selling them to someone. Put them on your local swap and trade site. Everything's looking pretty good. Our berry buds here, as we showed last time, are a lot smaller on the sticks. Now this one over here is starting to actually show off a little more. But yeah, it takes a while to recover after winter for them to come back up. Strawberries are looking good. I did notice a couple flowers the other day, but the squirrels must have got to them. Now I'm thinking about going in the garden store and getting a cool strawberry that's actually white. Hopefully I can find a picture of it and put it up there on the screen. But one thing I noticed here too, and now I tossed those in as I was walking around, I found some that were growing in the ground from these reachers. As you can see, it was growing in the rocks this spring. I tossed it in our planter here. I noticed the other ones aren't doing well, and I believe just the winter cold might have got to them too much. They're not really well protected in a bin. But yeah, the mulberry that we grew from seed, this is looking good. Everything's looking real good. So getting this year going. We got our Dinosaur Kale. So it's our colder climate in our season right now, the start of their grow season. So we're able to grow some of these cold weather crops, brassicas, onions, stuff like that. They all do quite well. Now I cover these up with a little dome. I don't have it here, but I got another one here I can show you how we do. Perfect. Works great. I do have a dome right over there that I threw off. It's quite a hot day today, so. But yeah, spinach strawberries looking good over here. We got a little basil. Goji berries are looking fine. They're just not showing off yet. Obviously they're onions. Well, there it is, guys. Let's go have a look at what's in the greenhouse right now. Alright, so we got this broccoli. If you guys remember our broccoli from Mars, the picture on the package where we got our seeds looks nothing like what we know as broccoli. But we got a couple comments from other people saying that is just broccoli. So we're excited to try it this year. And you know us, we like trying different things like our strawberry spinach. That's going to produce these spinach leaves we're going to be able to eat. And then also grow berries eventually out of it. So a couple different ones there. We got a lot more inside. We'll go and show you. Mongolian moon dwarf. We're focusing this year on dwarf tomatoes. So I wanted to make room for some of the tomatoes that were taking up too much room. So a couple different ones there. We got a lot more inside. We'll go and show you. We got basil. We just wanted to see if we can grow it out here right now. Not much going on in here because it's hard to trust this little area. Crazy hot during the day if the sun hits it. But then it's nice and chilly at night, but I don't want to have that heater going too much. It just costs a lot of money. So right now it's just basically working on the stuff that's indoors and everything else out here, trying to clean up and get ready for spring. So here's our cold hardy fig, Chicago. We got blackberries here. They just don't look well this year. I'm not sure whatever happened, but these buds here I see are growing something, so they'll be all right. Our grapes are looking good. Really took into the ground there last year. We planted that bare root, put it in the ground, and we stretched these lines across here for it to climb across, and it's doing really well. Golden raspberries are looking good. Everything's doing fine. So we're gonna go check out over here. We had a couple things coming up. And now our onions come up every year, but we planted some more bulbs this year. A few years ago we planted these asparagus. They're looking good. They're actually finally looking edible. They take a long time. They just look like these bushy trees forever, but we're excited for that. We planted some of the broccoli in there too. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we got our carrots going right there. And then this year we're turning this corn garden into a bean run. We're gonna plant a bean every couple weeks, and we're gonna try and space them out so we can get our beans and our harvest to space out too, so we're not having all the beans come up at once. And lots of room for things to trellis upwards here in this little area. It's good to trellis your stuff, and this has just been a bit of nuts and bolts that hold it together, and rebar that holds it also into the ground that I've jammed down in there and then tied to it. So these bins are free running. They're not into the ground, and it ends up growing up and over. So if you go back and check out some of our other videos, how well it did, you'll be amazed. A couple bins and some metal. So that was our little tour. Beautiful day, May the 4th. And this is our run. We're trying to slowly feed our family, you know, and rely less on the grocery store, which is fun. There's nothing wrong with that. So you guys have fun, take care, smash that like button. Canadian proud, get outdoors. Hey Millie.